Welcome to Yoga for Health, Happiness and Liberation. Today is a special day in India. All the Hindus celebrate Diwali. Diwali is like Christmas in India. And so I like to wish all the Hindus in this area Happy Diwali. And tomorrow is the New Year. So in India we greet with Saal Mubarak or Happy New Year. So I like to wish every one of them this message that this is a special day. Tomorrow is a holiday, a spiritual day. It's a new year. So this is I like to wish all of them. Today's subject is a very important subject in yoga. It's called Mahavakya. Mahavakya means a spiritual sentence which explains the philosophy. So before we start, I like to have this Shanti mantra, prayer for peace, world peace, peace for family, in your family, in society, and in your heart. So let me chant. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urva Rukameva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshe Yamamritar. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urva Rukameva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshe Yamamritar. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urva Rukameva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshe Yamamritar. Om Sarvesham Swastirabhavatu Sarvesham Shantirabhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Shantu Naramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kachit Dukha Bhag Bhavi Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tassat. This Mahavakya says, Thou art Satchidananda. So this has three basic words. Sat, Chit and Anand. Three words. That means in English, existence, knowledge and bliss absolute. Now, to understand these things, first I like to point out to you that why people suffer, why people do not feel happiness, because they are not into Sat, Chit, Anand. Look at the word in Sanskrit, Sat, Chit, Anand, and it means thou art existence, knowledge and bliss absolute. So once you will understand, people feel unhappiness because they do not have the right knowledge. They do not have the transcendental knowledge. And second thing, the fear. Now, why you have fear? Because you do not have transcendental knowledge. And the second thing is attachment. Attachment but no love. So people are too attached to material things and not enough feeling of love or Om consciousness where you feel one with all. So let me explain this meaning of Satchidananda. It's a great Mahavakya. Mahavakya means a great sentence. And when you meditate on this idea, you feel free and liberated. And fear disappears, and also you become more detached and attached to love. You see, you should get attached to other person lovingly, the soul-wise, but not attached to body and material things, which attachment is there anyway. So you try to cut down and increase that by loving. So let's go into this sentence, thou art Satchidananda. The first word is existence. And let me explain what the word existence means. Existence, that is sat, sata. That means you are where you are and you will be. You have existed ever since. Now, whoever takes birth must die. Now, God has not taken birth. God is here in this universe. God, there is no birth for God. So God is always there, and God is here, and God will be here in this universe. So also we are part of the God. God means super soul. In yoga it is super soul, and part of God separated because that part wants to be separated. Look at the word. So that spark is in you. That spark entered into the womb. It became a person, man or a woman or an animal, whatever. That spark entered into the body. The child has not taken birth. The soul entered into the body of a little baby. And when time comes, the body is too old, the soul lives again. And that is called existence. So if you want to understand who you are, you have to understand that you are part of God, divine bliss, joy forever. You have never taken birth. If you feel that you have taken birth psychologically, then you have to die. Now some people don't believe in soul. I have a friend, he said, I don't believe in soul. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I have no soul. No. I said, what do you made up of? He said, I'm made up of chemistry. So what happens when you die? He said, the whole chemistry goes into chemistry. I said, oh. So we don't believe that. Nothing wrong in, you can believe anything you want. The whole world is free. You can believe anything you want. But to us, we feel that there is three parts to me. One is body, one is mind, and one is spirit, soul. And that eternal soul, that soul enters into this body, in your body, that is only eternal. The body is temporary, made out of dirt, will go into dirt. The mind is there because soul is into the body. Mind has no existence. It is a matter. To a yogi, mind is a matter. It is there because the soul is into the body. So, first thing you have to understand, if you believe in yoga, that you are a spirit soul, part of God, and that spirit is in you. So, God is in you. Existence. That is existence. Now, some people say, oh, I say, how you came? He said, just God put me here. So where did you come from now? So, well, God made me here. Well, and then when you die, then you go to heaven, to hell, or hell, one of the two places. But we don't believe that. Heaven and hell is right here on this earth. But you are separated from God. And that one day, your objective is to merge with God again. That is called freedom, complete freedom. When you are completely free, when you are enlightened, you will merge with God. You don't come back again. Otherwise, if you do not prepare yourself, you are going to come back. That's called reincarnation. You have to come back. And why do you come back? Because God is blissful. God will give you whatever you want. If you say, I want to come back, you have attachment to this world. Before dying, you want to come back. You cannot leave this world. You have attachment. You want to come back, God will send you back. That's all it is. Why we are here on this earth? Because we want to be here. And when you say, well, listen, I had enough, I want to merge with God. When you prepare yourself, you finish your karma, you can merge with God. And that's the objective of this life, is to achieve freedom. But first you have to understand who you are. And that takes away the fear of death. A lot of people just completely fear, afraid to die, afraid all the time, afraid to lose, because they have no faith. But this transcendental knowledge makes you understand who you are. First you realize that you are part of God. Spirit soul, that's what you are. See, when this spirit, which I am talking right now, if that spirit leaves this body is dead. And you have to put it in the dirt. This body is made out of dirt. So let's take the first word, Sat, Chit, Anand, existence, that which we explain, existence. Next one is knowledge. What does that mean, knowledge? You are part of God, right? That, suppose we accept that. Part of God is within you. Now God knows all needs to know. So the part of God which resides in you knows all needs to know. Everything. But you say, hey, listen, I don't feel like I know everything. Because you exist in the mind that way. And you have not connected your mind with your spirit soul. At one point, in meditation, if you connect yourself with your inner self, inner feelings, inner self, your conscience. What once somebody said, a great Yogi said, your conscience is whisper from God. How much faith do we have in our conscience? Most of the people have no faith at all. They have no faith in their conscience. So when you meditate, more you have faith in your own conscience. Because your conscience and your spirit soul knows all, needs to know. And that is, you have to meditate on it. And then at one point you will feel strong. You know all needs to know. Only thing you have not comprehend. Your mind has not grasped. But by feeling wise, you know. Suppose somebody is lying. He can lie a couple of days. The third day, your inner self will say something to you. Hey, he's not telling the truth. Suppose if I lie to you right now, it might sound good. But at one point, you're going to say, hey, that's not right. Because your soul, your conscience, your inner self will talk into you. Say, hey, that is not right. So, Sat Chit Anand. The word is existence, knowledge. You have been existed ever since God has existed. And you have been around the universe ever since the universe has been here. And you are still here now. And you will be in the universe. Maybe not this planet, some other planet. Or somewhere. You will exist. Or you will merge with that. And give you a simile, an example. A drop of water. You take a drop of water from the ocean. It gets separated. That drop of water can remain into water or steam or ice or whatever, different forms. But it still remains H2O. It's still water. You take the water and put it in the ocean. It's still a drop of water in the ocean. The similar way, if God is ocean, you are a drop of water, separated or with the Lord. No matter where you are still there. And when you are separated like a drop of water, feel the mighty, how mighty you are, because you and the ocean are one. That is Om consciousness. Let's take the third word, Sat Chit Anand. existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. What is the last word? The bliss absolute. You are bliss absolute. I am bliss absolute. Why? Because part of God is within me. Part of God is within me. And if God is all bliss, if God is all bliss, who are you? Who am I? All bliss. Bliss. Joy forever. But hey, say, I don't feel like joy forever. I feel like hell sometimes. I sit there and I feel terrible. Because, understand this thing, because you are not with it. You are not with your own true self. You have entered into the material consciousness. You have entered into darkness. Meditate. Pray. Meditate. And come closer to your center. And when you come to your center, where your soul resides, you will experience that bliss, that love, that joy. And that was you are. So every time you feel miserable, why God makes you miserable? Because you got wrong thinking, wrong living. If you live right, think right, you're going to feel. So God makes you miserable. So you say, hey, stupid guy, wake up. You are bliss. You are joy forever. Why don't you feel that way? Because you are not doing right. If you do it right, you should feel blissful. That's it. So figure it out. Now there are a lot of ways of doing it. A lot of ways of experiencing peace and love. But yoga is a very powerful instrument to feel bliss and joy. But you have to do some effort. You have to do, these are the things yoga recommends to do. First, do meditation. Meditation means listening to God. Prayer means talking to God. Chant the holy name. Then mantra yoga, where you remember the Lord's name through chanting His glory, His word, powerful word. Mantra yoga is called mantra yoga. Like Hari Om, Guru Om, Om Namah Shivaya. These are the powerful mantras. It's called mantra yoga. You repeat the Lord's name. That's called mantra yoga. Then Gnana yoga. You read good books. Understand who you are. Mantra yoga, Gnana yoga, Raja yoga. Raja yoga. What is Raja yoga? Raja yoga means you open your third eye and understand and the Om consciousness. Self-realization where you know who you are. Okay. Then karma yoga, service. You do love your family and help out each other, cooperation and service. You do some good work and help out. And this everyone knows about karma yoga, that we should do service. So these are the process of reaching the higher consciousness and be happy. Also, non-violence is a very important thing. Don't do sin. It is a sin to beat up somebody. It's a wrong thing to do. You kill an animal in yoga. Now, if you don't believe, it's okay. Many people believe that there is no soul in animal. They are food for us. It's fine. That's your belief. It's okay. Yogis don't believe that. Yoga believes that if you want to experience the peace and love, recognize the soul, presence of soul in animals, vegetables, fish, fowl, everywhere. There is a soul. There is a spirit in there. And difference of consciousness is another talk. We talk about that some other time. But at least they have a soul, and non-violence is one of the things if you want to experience higher consciousness and inner peace, these are the basic things. Then pranayama, exercise, hatha yoga, exercise. These things you have to do. And then proper conduct, proper living, proper thinking, and proper loving. These are the process. You have to do it. Some people say, oh gee, our philosophy, we do not have to do anything. Just believe. Yoga do not believe in believing. Yoga believes that you have to do something. You have to detach yourself from your too much attachment. See, as I told you earlier, that if we bring too much attachment, what will happen? What will happen is that you have to come back again, and in this material world. But if you're seeking freedom, if you're seeking enlightenment, then what you have to do is detachment from greed and all the negativity, and drop them and become more and more, enter into the light and the spirit and higher consciousness is what. See, if you really see, as we talked last 2 weeks ago, we explained the light and the power and the guru. Okay, so going into light, these are the different things we talked about. Now, yoga can change your life. So, if you do not want to learn yoga, there are a lot of books. You can read some books. But start meditation. Every morning, start with 10 minutes and increase up to 20 minutes. Minimum 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening. So meditation will help you a great deal. And when you meditate, think about this idea, Satchidananda, existence, knowledge and bliss. You are existence, knowledge and bliss absolute. And once you know who you are, you're going to feel just fine. You will feel wonderful because you say, hey, I am part of God. I am divine bliss, joy forever. I have been in the universe and nobody can kill me. Nobody can touch my soul. I am free within. So happiness lies within you. Look within, meditate. And I'm glad you joined me today. So thank you so much for listening me, and have a wonderful week until we meet again. Hari Om.